autonomy is a really funny word. I mean, there's an argument. We do nothing autonomous if you really want to take it to its extreme, right? And believe it or not, we argue about these things among a bunch of geekwads here at our shop. Is that autonomy is awareness. You and I are autonomous. We make decisions. If we fly into a room and the door gets closed, that the drone being able to know what to do if someone closed the door behind it is true autonomy. We can't do that yet, but we can do some things that are autonomous. It can sense where that bolt is and come back to the same spot. So just so you understand, there's a huge continuum of autonomy. There's an argument that the autonomous cars that are driving today are not autonomous at all. You get my point.
So so let's talk about that, because I think the self-driving vehicle is, to me, it's fascinating, but at the same time, it's terrifying. Okay. And so how does that work relative to the technology that your drones are using?
Well, first of all, by the way, autonomous cars fail without GPS. So, think of it, we're trying to solve the other end of the continuum. Think of it, we're solving the problem of ultimately a car and how does it drive if no GPS is around. Now, by the way, there are other people like Intel's Mobileye division that are working on, creating, constantly updating maps based on what I call sense fiducials or sense markings as you drive. We're doing something similar to that. We're solving the problem using an entirely different technological set. No one in the world is doing what we're doing. No one. Is that, we use, this form of conformal multidimensional math. And because of that, we handle sensors radically different as every sensed array. So a car, as it self-drives now, has a bunch of visual sensors or even LiDARs, the thing spinning on the top of the roof.
Right.
Or now we're going to see LiDARs, what we call flash LiDARs, in the corner of the BMW or whatever car you have. BMW is one of the first to deploy it. The reason I mention it or them is that, and it will sense that environment. One of the things that we do, but one of the problems with the approach today taken by autonomous cars is the computational expense of handling all those sensors is breathtaking. So I was at a recent thing last year where I was listening to it was a geekwa thing of like 30 people in the room, but it was the head of Alphabet's Waymo division, so Google.
Right.
And he was talking about how much processing power it takes to resolve and to drive their self-driving Volvos. And they're not there yet. But he was saying there's actually over 300 different processing elements. And remember, every computer chip, its problem is heat and power. They have to liquid cool the PCB boards, the printed circuit boards, have water troughs in them. It's folded circuits, and it has to have a water chiller in the trunk with the hardware to keep it cool enough so that it continues to work.
Wow.
Think about that. That is one of the things that we do is our technology reduces the computational expense of resolving all of these sensed elements by orders of magnitude, not 10 times, more than that. And it's the way that we're able to handle what's called relative framing in this geometric space. So, we think we have a solution for a number of even automotive problems. What we're focused on right now is flying our confined space drones because that's what puts, food on the table. But that ultimately our larger play as digital airless is how, as we as a technology provider, enable things that fly, dive, swim, or drive, as we jokingly say, or not jokingly. So meaning our technology, why it's clearly demonstratable on our platforms, meaning, you can, you always have to be careful when someone makes outlandish claims, right? The beauty of our set of claims is, you don't believe me? Here's the control, fly it, turn all the lights off, right? And I can't tell you how many extremely smart people have looked at us, and we have smart people in-house, and have said, no, you're a bullshitter. That's not true. And it's like, what do you mean? You just flew it. Yeah, but you're doing some trick. What trick am I doing? But the abstraction is that what we do here is applicable to, in some ways, all autonomous platforms. And how we make that transition, is the challenge in front of the management and directors of this business moving forward, is how do we continue to add value? Because in the end, like your business, our business is about creating value for shareholders. How do we take our valuation from, tenfold jumps? Our competitors, and probably the closest competitor we have, just raised money at $1 billion valuation. How do we make sure we're following that valuation? Because our technology is applicable to, I think, even more things than the example I just gave.
Starting your route to retirement.